On there, Ron, welcome.
Great, Ross, thank you very much. Do we have any hockey fans in the audience? Great. Wayne Gretzky, probably, arguably, the greatest player of all time. A reporter came up to him and said, "What is the secret of greatness for you?" And he said, "Other players go to where the puck is. I go to where the puck is going to be." So the question is, where is the technology puck going? Well, if you were to go back 25 years, as far as I could tell, the technology puck was moving from mainframes to networks of servers. And for the last quarter century, that's been my life. I was a server bigot, absolutely convinced that that was it forever and ever. 3 months ago, everything changed. I now realize the technology puck is going right over there to the Z system. And so we're moving from server farm to Z. We have a beautiful new Z mainframe that looks just like that one sitting in our cage in Orlando, Florida. We're finishing up the implementation right now. I am really impressed because as we're going through it, we're discovering there's far more than what we use to justify the move that we're discovering as we go over. The benefits have been massive. Let me tell you a little bit about Radixx first. We're a software as a service company. Roughly 95% of our revenue is transaction fees based upon people booking or boarding flights. Our clients are airlines. Our airlines are all over the world, but primarily outside the US. We're optimized for the developing world, and for all of those places where cash is the primary means of currency. You know how hard it is to make a booking online and shove a few dollars into the screen? It doesn't work. And so that's a challenge that most of the rest of the world has to deal with. And for the last 22 years, we've been working on solving those challenges. So somebody will go online and they'll make a booking, and when they book, they have maybe 8 hours, maybe 24 hours to get to the ATM in Dubai in order to put in their confirmation number and then have the money transferred to the airline. Or somebody in Nigeria goes to a travel agent who has prepaid the airline enough so that they can make bookings for the month and no cash changes hands. But passengers can go online and accomplish things, and what we've seen is that for much of the world, the challenge is payment processing. And so there's a sense in which we're a massive payment processor with alternative forms of payments. And so the net result of all of that is we can't go down. We can't go down for another reason. The airlines themselves lose sales instantly if our system goes down. It is the airline's inventory that we host. All their fares, all their availability, all the passenger bookings and the rest. So if somebody goes to a travel agent anywhere in the world and the person is going to be flying on our airline or one of our airlines, it's coming into us. If they're standing in line at the bus station and they're asking for a month's worth of flight schedule, that all comes into us. They can't go down. If they go down, our largest airlines lose sales in the neighborhood of $1 million per hour. So we're running all of this right now on roughly 400 servers. It's a big private cloud. And I can tell you it is challenging to keep a cloud like that reliable. Now we've done extremely well, by the way. You can Google any one of our competitors who do similar hosting and just add the word outage, and you'll see a lot of outages reported on the web. If you Google Radixx and outage, you won't find any. But it's been a massive manual effort. We've had to do all kinds of things in order to keep the server farms up, running, and reliable. And now as we've seen this massive increase in mobile demand, we're realizing that we have to scale far too rapidly. And it's very hard. We'll get a phone call as well from an airline, let's say in India, who will call and say, our competitor just started a fare sale, they've dropped their prices by 50%. Can you please add some servers because we're going to have to do that too. So our presumption in our contracts is they'll give us 7 days advance notice. The reality is we may get 7 minutes advance notice. How do you provision all of those servers that rapidly? With a mainframe like the Z, you're able to dynamically reallocate. It's awesome. Plus we have 10 cores, and then there's 10 spare cores that if we need to, we can get on a daily basis. We have online travel agencies that connect directly into our system. 60% of the demand in some parts of the world come from these online travel agents, and it's totally unconstrained. We face constant hacking attacks, as does everyone. Front page of the news virtually every day is another attempt, or a sometimes successful attempt, to hack somebody. With the mainframe, that's a closed system, very hard to hack. And the reliability, the built-in redundancy on that system is awesome. And the thought that over the next 3 years, as we've looked at our pricing for total cost of ownership, the development, the addition of items, the expansion of the system is all within the box. That's fantastic. Instead of adding cages and adding servers and adding wires and adding routers and adding switches and so on. The total cost of ownership reduction that we're looking at right now, we estimate to be approximately 35%. And we keep finding more ways in which we are saving money. Some things are obvious, like the amount of space. I mean, take roughly 1/10 the space if we fill it out of what it would take if we tried to do it with server farm, actually a bit more than that. When we look at the expansion, the manual management that we have to do, and the rest, so much easier in a mainframe. Everything designed by one company intended to work together. So what we are moving to, all of our systems of record will move to the mainframe. Database, data warehouse, MQ, all the APIs. We're going from 172 to x86 cores down to 10 Z system cores. Net effect of that is, all of that licensing that's core-based is actually less expensive on the mainframe than it is on servers. Systems of engagement will move to the cloud. Where's the technology puck going? I can tell you for us, there's no question. That's where it's going. My suspicion is that if you investigate the cold, hard facts, you'll discover that if you're running a big server farm, that's where the technology puck is going for you as well. And it wouldn't surprise me that sometime in the not very near future, you will be up here speaking about your move from server farm to a Z system, just like me. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, so a little introduction to Z13.